In the late 1800s, there was a gentleman by the name of H.G. Spafford, owned a successful business in Chicago, Illinois. He and his family were going to take a trip and go to England, but before they could leave, that great Chicago fire started, and Mr. Spafford lost his home, his business, everything that he owned. The family decided they'd go on to England, and he would wait behind, had to settle some pressing business. He'd join them at a later time, so he watched his family board that ship, not knowing the tragedy that awaited them. For before that ship reached its destination, it collided with another ship, sank, went down in the ocean. Mr. Spafford heard the news and waited anxiously for a report concerning the fate of his family. He finally received a telegram from his wife. It contained two words. It said, "Saved alone." Mr. Spafford immediately boarded a ship to go be with his wife and told the captain and the crew, who was aware of the circumstances. He said, "I don't want anyone to bother me until we reach the place where that ship sank and where my children are buried in that watery grave." And they came and got him sometime after midnight, and he stepped out on the deck of that ship and with a broken heart looked down into the depths of that sea that contained the bodies of his children. And he went back to his room with a broken heart. Sometime before daybreak, he penned the words of a poem. "When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it's well with my soul." He gave that song to a young evangelist named Philip Bliss, P.P. Bliss. If you were to look in a church hymnal, you'd find Philip's name numerous times. "Let the lower lights be burning," and "Wonderful Words of Life," and "Almost Persuaded." The list goes on and on. If you find the sheet music to It Is Well, you'll find H.G. Spafford on one side and P.P. Bliss on the other side. Philip set the song to music, added the chorus, and made it what it is today. As a matter of fact, the last song that Philip Bliss sang before his death publicly was "It Is Well." He and his wife boarded a train. Just before he boarded that train, he started a new song, never finished it. He wrote two lines. He wrote, "I know not what awaits me. God kindly veils my eyes." He put that unfinished song into a trunk where later they found it. He and his wife boarded a train, ironically, going to Chicago, Illinois. Before that train reached Chicago, it derailed, went down into a deep ravine. Philip was thrown out unhurt, and he began to search through the wreckage of that train for his wife. And he found her, and she was caught amongst the twisted metal, and the train had caught fire, and the flames were drawing near, and it became increasingly obvious that she was not going to get out alive. She looked up at him. I read an eyewitness account about the life and death of Philip Bliss. Those on the outside of that train said that his wife looked up at him and said, "Philip, you're just a young man, 39 years old." She said, "God spared you for a reason. You go and serve God, and I'll meet you on the other side." But Philip refused to leave the side of his wife. But as the flames engulfed their bodies, he wrapped his arms around her. And those on the outside of that train said they heard two voices in perfect harmony singing these words: "When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul." And although Satan should buffet, he will. Although trials may come, and they will, just let this blessed assurance control. Oh, that Christ, He has regarded my helpless estate, and He has shed His own blood for my soul. bliss of this glorious thought. All of my sins, not just the part, oh, but the whole, thank God, the whole. I'm glad Jesus nailed them to an old rugged cross. Now I don't have to bear them anymore. I'm glad I can lift my hands and say, praise the Lord, oh my soul. And Lord, won't you just haste that day when my faith shall become sight. All the clouds, they'll just roll back like a scroll. Then the trumpet, it shall resound. Now our precious Lord, He shall descend. No wonder John said, even so, it is well with my soul. You know the chorus singing, it